Hello, welcome to the next vocabulary session. We're going to try and learn quite a lot of words today. Hi there. So, who have we here today? Mary, I don't know. I haven't seen you before. Hello, is this your first time in these classes?
Yes, it's my first live class.
Great to see you. Good. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Helder, I don't remember you in my class before either. Have you been here before? Yes, you were in one, I think. Yeah, you were. And so welcome back. And we've got some other people back as well. So, Ricardo, are you here? Let's say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Abdul, are you here?
Hello.
Hello there. Hi. Arno?
Hi everyone.
Hi there. Helder, where are you from?
I am from Portugal. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I can hear you very well. Have you ever been to any other countries in England, in Europe?
In Europe, yes, I have been I have been to England. I have been to France. I have been in Spain. Yeah.
I suppose really everybody in Portugal has been to Spain.
Yes, the majority of people, yes.
You know, when you cross the border into Spain, does anything change?
A few years ago, there was a little difference, but now I think we have more motorways, and well, this cost a lot of money, and we are in trouble with that. But it's no problem. I think the difference is now little. There is no difference.
So the style of the buildings and everything is.
Yes, there are regions and that is different, like Andalusia. There are different types of regions here, very different. But in general, people are with the same. We are European.
And as for language,
the language, yes.
Is it possible to understand Spanish quite easily for you?
For me, yes, is very easy to listen to the Spanish. Italian is different, but we can understand them. All these countries have the same root, no? It's Latin.
Yes, it's quite interesting, the Latin language, I think. Yes. I sometimes imagine that English today is following the route that Latin took some time ago. I mean that everybody speaks about an explosion in English, people speaking more and more English around the world.
Yes, it's true.
But this happened to Latin. But the final result was that the language in its original form died and split into many different languages. Do you think that it is possible that English may be following Latin, and we may find that one day, maybe in 100 years from now, then there are different English languages around the world, but they are as different, say, as Spanish and Italian and French.
Yes, everything is possible. You know, the Chinese now is a great. It's a great economy, and they are spread in all countries in Europe, and probably the Chinese is more important than 10 years ago, or and the English continues to be an important language to business. And
What languages can you speak?
sorry,
Which languages can you speak?
I can speak
English, of course. That's very well.
Mother language, Portuguese, a little Spanish, French, and I'm trying learn good English.
Well, I think your English is very good. Yes. Okay, so we'll start with some vocabulary today. Now, I'm not going to keep scores. We will just try to discuss the answers and fire through some questions as quickly as possible. So now I'm looking for a 6-letter word. And the sentence is, you should shop blank to find the best price. You should shop blank to find the best price.
Around.
Well done. Shop around. Can you explain what that phrasal verb, shop around, means?
To look in all shop. To look more carefully, more.
Yes, looking around and then not just rushing in to buy it from the first available shop. Shop around.
Yes,
Good.
to look in all the shop to find the best thing.
Do you do a lot of shopping?
No.
I don't particularly like shopping unless I have a
It's
clear
thing.
object. Who likes shopping?
I do.
Watch the noise, please, everybody. So if there's a barking dog or a problem, then just keep your microphone muted until you need to speak. Okay, next word. Then let's crack on and try to get as many as we can. I said crack on. What do I mean? Sometimes, who can say that in another way? I said let's crack on. It's like the slave driver, crack. Let's go. So, how can we say that in another way?
Continue.
Continue, yes, let's continue.
Yes.
Let's go on. Let's
Move on.
Carry on.
carry on. Let's get going. Okay, next word is 4 letters. The police had to break. The police had to break blank
Down.
the door to get in. Yes, break down the door. Break down the door, yes. 2 letters. His mother told him to tidy blank the mess in his room.
Up.
Tidy up, yeah. 4 letters. Everyone liked my speech. It went blank very well.
4 letters.
Everybody liked my speech. It went blank very well.
4 letters.
4 letters, yes.
I don't know.
It means it was well received. You could ask a question. How did it go? It went very well. Meaning it was received. I can't... Maurizio, no, I don't see you in the room. You're not in the room, Maurizio. Not now. There might be a space in the room right now, so try. Okay, this one is a phrasal verb, meaning that it was received with enthusiasm. It went very well. It went blank very well.
Out.
Right.
It went down very well.
Down.
It went down well. So it means that everybody liked it. It was well accepted by everybody. It went down well. There might be some other phrasal verbs which express this idea too. Okay, so maybe you can check your dictionaries for to go down or went down. Sometimes they're used more in certain tenses. I think this one is used more in the past, reporting. It went down well. I'm not sure how it will go down, how it will be received. Okay, next word is 7 letters. We all voted, and I was blank class president.
Candidate.
It needs a verb, I think. We all voted,
Elected.
and I was
Elected.
elected. Yeah, we need a verb there. I was elected class president. 5 letters now. I'm not sure, but I blank so.
What?
I'm not
think.
sure. I'm not sure
I
about
think.
that. I'm not sure, but I blank so.
I think.
I think so.
Probably.
I think so. Now, this is a good way to use the word so. So, if somebody asks your opinion, you can say, I'm not sure, but I think so. So can be used at the end of a short answer. I think so. If you say, I think so,
You're
then-
not sure. You're not sure, but you agree.
well, if you just say, I think so, you could be agreeing with somebody. So,
but you're not sure 100%. You
if I
have
say I
doubt.
think so, then I can be reasonably sure. But in this sentence that I gave you, then I said I'm not sure, but I think so. Yeah, I think so. Is a kind of agreement, though. So
I agree, yeah.
it's Tuesday today, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, I think so. Oh yes, yes it is. So yes, a little bit of doubt. It's true. Next word has 3 letters only. Roberto, people are trying to join, and every now and then, that's an expression, isn't it? Every now and then, there is a space available. But right now, I think the room is full. So this one is 3 letters. Inflation is beginning to blank into my savings. A 4-letter word would be bite, but it's not. I want a 3-letter word. Inflation is beginning to blank into my savings.
Nip.
Nip into, well, I wouldn't use that one. It's a bit strange, but nip into, because nipping,
Get.
a nip might not be noticed. It's a bit like a flea bite. So
Cut.
it's a strange one, that. Cut is good. And eat. Okay, the next word begins with S. What do you call somebody who definitely, I mean, imagine, I've been driving a car late at night on Christmas Day, and I'm driving very slowly, but the reason is that it's very icy on the street. The policeman comes and stops me, and I say, I'm not drunk, I'm an S word. Beginning with S. I'm not drunk, I am perfectly sober. Yes, Hazel, sober. Hazel's outside, texting there. I'm not drunk, I'm perfectly sober. I'm as sober as a... What would that be? I'm as sober as a... Anything you like that fits there. Sober as a... I don't think monkey is good. So I'm as sober as a tree. Doesn't make sense. What would make sense there? I'm as sober as a...
I know the drunk version. As
I'm a
drunk as a skunk.
that one works, yes. And what was the one for sober?
I'm as sober as a child, because child...
Well, it makes logical sense, but it's not used.
Okay.
We keep children out of this. So I'm as drunk as a skunk, or as a lord, or as some. There are some other less appropriate versions of this one, using other words from apart from drunk. But anyway, here I might say I'm as drunk as a lord, as sober as a lord. No, I'm as sober as a judge. Sober as a judge. That's good. As sober as a judge. That's one way. Next word begins with P.
Really?
The meaning of my next word beginning with P is some kind of oil painting. We were speaking in the last lesson about an oil painting. Imagine that painting shows somebody's face.
Portrait.
Portrait, yes. Portrait, yes. Now, if you go to a printer on your computer system and you see the word portrait and landscape, what does it mean?
Portrait like this, and other one like this.
Show me again.
Vertical one is horizontal. Portrait one is like this.
Yeah, so it's speaking about the way it goes. What's a word here that I could use to say the way it lies, the position it's in? It begins with O. And it sometimes has two forms. It ends with shun, and it begins with O, and it means the way it is arranged or lying in space. Orientation, yes. Yeah. And next word means somebody who's really doing everything they can to dodge out of work. They are an L word.
L word.
An L word. A word beginning with L. They are unwilling to work.
Lazy.
Lazy, yes. They are shirking their work. They are trying to avoid their work. Next word begins with I. Unbelievable! I don't believe it. I.
Incredible.
Incredible. Yes. Next word begins with C. This person is in charge of a meeting.
Chief.
Chief? The chief is in charge of everything. Hey, chief, he's in charge. But this person is just in charge of the meeting.
Consultant.
What does he sit on?
Chairman.
Chairman.
This question was
Yeah, they
days
come
ago.
up again sometimes. They come up again sometimes because I can't be bothered to tick them off and remember which ones I haven't done before. But okay. But anyway, it's revision, isn't it? And we're going fast, so never mind. An E word now. This is everything around us, the surrounding places and everything surrounding us.
Environment.
The environment, yeah. Environment. Right. What can I say about the environment? Nothing. C word next then. C. A high rock face. Ah, yeah, we have these. There's even a song about it. Very close to where I live, there's a famous place and in England, and the Americans made a song about it, strangely, not us. And it goes like this. There'll be bluebells over the white boom of Dover. So they're white, and when you come from Calais and you come to the gateway of England, you see them. And the Americans were coming back in the war after being in Europe, and they were singing this song. And I forget who wrote it, but it was a popular song at the time. a long time ago. And it's the cliffs, high rock face, usually by the sea, called cliffs. Cliff is a boy's name. Does anybody know what it's short for?
Christopher.
No, that would be Chris. Chris. Cliff is short for
Clifford.
Clifford. Clifford, yes. And there are lots of jokes about boys' names. Here's a joke for you. See if you can answer this joke. What is a boy who has a gull on his head? A gull on his head called? A boy with a gull on his head called?
Gull boy.
No, Cliff.
Cliff.
Because seagulls like to sit on cliffs. So a boy with a gull on his head is called Cliff. One more. What is a boy?
The gull.
A gull is, well, if you go to the seaside, you have gulls and buoys. Hello, gulls and buoys. Gulls are birds. Let me see if I can show you a gull, shall I? Hold on. I'll find a gull and a buoy. So at the seaside, we have gulls and buoys. So now I'm going to go to this.
Okay.
Yeah, and have you got that gull?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
Boy.
And boys, what about boys? Let's see that one there. Boy images. Let's see, we've got boy images. Yeah, there's one. Look at that one. That's nice.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's quite a big boy, that is. What is that boy there for? What is it doing? That one's got seals on it. That's not in Dover. That must be further up, round to Scotland or America or somewhere, or Canada. What does the boy do?
For navigation.
Well, but we've got sat nav and everything, haven't we? You know, you get on a ship and you just type it into your computer and you land where you're going. So what is it to do with then navigation? What is it helping us to do?
Show where is the land.
I would say show where the land is.
Yes.
Well, it shows where there might be a ship that has sunk and is. We have a lot of these because I live close to the busiest sea route in the world. And when you see it on the radar, it looks like a motorway, but it's just a shipping lane. And there are lots of ships on the bottom of the sea. What do you call a ship that's on the bottom of the sea
Wreck.
and it begins with W? Yes, a wreck. Shipwreck, a wreck. So we have these. So we have gulls and buoys. And seagulls, well, we have this kind of seagull. And yeah, so gulls and buoys. So what do you call a man who lies around at the side of the road? His name is Dwayne. Because he sounds like drain. So we have lots of these jokes. And there's also a kind of joke which children use, knock knock. Have you heard of knock knock?
Mm-hmm.
How does it go? Do you know this?
Knock knock. Who is it?
Knock knock. Who's there?
Yeah.
Do you know any of those jokes?
No.
No.
Well, they go something like knock knock. Who's there? Doctor. Doctor Who. And they have some silly nonsense in them. And so in your language, do you have any standard kind of forms for jokes which are often repeated? Something like one of these two. There's another one is why did the chicken cross the road? And we have to make a reason for why the chicken crossed the road. Do you know this one?
No.
And you could say something like to get to the other seed instead of the other side. To get to the other seed. in a Scottish accent, to get to the other seed.
Yeah.
Or you could say, why did the hedgehog cross the road? Do you know this animal, hedgehog?
No.
Hedgehog is this animal. Let me show you here. A hedgehog.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he lives in the hedges and the gardens. And why did the hedgehog get across the road? Here he is.
Hedgehog.
He has spikes. Yes, he's very prickly. What does he do when somebody attacks him?
Throw his spikes.
Does he change his body shape? Does he? How does he protect himself?
On first photo, he protects himself.
Yeah, how? How could you describe this protecting movement?
He rolls.
He rolls himself up into a ball. Yes.
Yeah, that's.
And then, what happens if a dog tries to attack it? Yeah, the dog usually has a problem, doesn't he? Okay, so let's get on to the next word then. That was an I word. This one, three letters. The discounted shoes sold blank very quickly.
Out.
Sold out very quickly, yes. Sold out. Yeah. 6 letters. You should take blank of what she says.
Over. No, 6. Take.
You should take blank of what she says.
Advice.
Listen.
You should take advice of what she says. I think you would say you should take advice from what she... Not advice, it doesn't quite work. You should take something of what she says. It means think about what she said and keep it in mind. You should take blank of what she says. 6 letters.
And begin with.
Shall I give you the first letter? I will in a minute, but I think I see some people thinking about it, and I think we will have it soon. It's not a difficult word.
Could you
It can be... Pardon?
Could you please repeat the sentence?
Yeah. The sentence is, you should take blank of what she says. It means consider it. Give it some thought. Take of it. So some people come into the class. Everybody comes into the class and does this, but sometimes people come into class and they don't want to study. They're not taking any of what I say.
Consideration.
Attention.
No.
Thought.
You don't take attention. You do. You pay attention. You pay attention. So that would be pay. But this is take. So you should take of what she says. Pay attention is very similar meaning, but pay attention. Take. I'll give you the first letter and then everybody will get it immediately. The first letter is N.
Notice.
Notice. You should take notice of what she says.
I was about to say not.
Take note of what she says. Yeah, if you say take note, it's a little bit different to take notice. Sometimes it can make you feel like you really ought to write something. Take notes, especially if it's plural. Take notes. Take note. A lecturer may say take note, but if he says take notice, it means just pay attention. Listen up. pay attention. But if you say take notes, that's a bit... Hello, I'm back again. Somehow I just lost everybody then.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, if you say take notes, it means write it down. If you say take notice, just pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
He came down, blank the flu. With, yeah. 7 letters again. We've done this one. Okay, never mind. A fortune teller tries to blank the future.
Foresee.
Yeah, foresee, predict. Okay, everyone's got a very good memory too. Yeah, we've done it. Next one, then I'm moving on from that one. Yeah, I can't believe we've done so many because there's hundreds of these. Okay, let's try this one. This is a very sad story or event beginning with T. Beginning with the letter T. For example, Shakespeare wrote one. A very sad story or event.
Tragedy.
Tragedy, good. Tragedy. What's the adjective?
Tragic.
Tragic accident, yes. Now, this one begins with H. It's a kind of tropical cyclone. Very strong winds.
Hurricane.
Hurricane, yes. If you're not professional, if you are the opposite and you're really unprofessional, but it begins with A.
Amateur.
Yeah, so actually it's a little bit different, isn't it? Amateur, professional and unprofessional. But amateur, yes, amateur. If you go and get something, we often use this word.
Sorry?
I didn't hear you.
Word get too much. When we speak, it's good to use this word get. Get. Word. If you want to say go and get something, begins with F.
Find.
Find.
Find is I can find something without going anywhere sometimes. But if you go and get something,
Grab.
yeah?
Grab it. Grab some.
Well, grabbing is the action of your hand. Let's quickly put our hand on it and take it as ours. Like snatch, grab, but
Found.
Fetch.
if I want to say to my dog, I've got the stick over there, and I shout an F word, not the F word,
Fetch.
an F word. Go and get it, I say. Go and get it. Fetch it. Fetch. Fetch. Now this is easy because it's a book that you might get with your computer or printer, and it begins with M. It's a book of instructions.
Manual.
Manual.
Manual, yes. A car can be a manual. What is a manual car?
Without automatic transmission.
Yes, and so it doesn't have automatic transmission. It has something with a little handle on it which you can push into different positions. 1, 2, 3. Am I doing if I change position there? I'm changing.
Shifting gear.
Jeering is saying boo, boo. But how do we say this word? Gear. Gear.
Oh, gear.
Gear can be used for other things as well, can't it? Hey, look at the gear he's wearing. Gear is...
You change speed. No?
Yeah, gear, to change speed. To change... Well, change gear, don't you? If you're waiting to start your race and you are in gear, but you have your foot on one of the pedals, which is the one which you put your foot down to stop the gears from engaging. So the car is not moving, you're in
Clutcher.
gear, and you
Clutcher.
put your foot onto not the clutch, okay, and you're making it go vroom, vroom, vroom. What am I doing? Give me a phrasal
Really?
verb. I'm or even a begins with R. Begins with R. All of the Formula One drivers are doing this at the beginning, ready to go. They are
Rear? No.
It's something to do with spinning round fast.
Run.
Revving.
Ready.
It comes from revolution, revolve. With gear, how can you make a phrasal verb to mean get ready for something? Get ready. Everyone's just getting ready to go. We're all boom boom for it. Gearing what? Gearing
On.
for something.
Gearing up.
Is it gearing down? No.
On.
Gearing on? No.
Giving up.
Gearing up for it. Let's gear up. Gear up. Up is always like get ready. Let's go.
Gear up.
Cheer up. Gear up. You know,
Gear
get ready. Gear up. Let's go.
Yeah. Gear up. Get ready.
A word beginning with V. To call on. Let's go and call on him. Let's.
Do.
I'm not using a telephone here. Call on. I'm really going to see this person. I'm going to visit them. Yeah.
Visit and leave.
Here, we might have done it before. 5 letters. How much is that wedding ring blank?
Cost.
No, because how much does it cost? How much
Worth.
is that ring
Worth.
Value.
worth? Yes.
Worth.
We done with before.
Yeah, okay, so put that one down from now. I have to buy some more of these now. Okay, let's see if we've done this one then. You must work hard or blank, you might lose your job. 4 letters.
We have to look at
4 letters. You must work hard or blank, you might lose your job.
Will.
Let's try will. You must work hard or will you might lose your job. No. You must work hard or blank, you might lose your job. Sometimes this word is used like this. I would say, hey, you, listen to me, don't you do that again, or blank. You must work hard, or blank, you might lose your job.
How many letters?
4 letters, and it means in another case. So if you don't, it means the other case. So you must work hard, or you might lose your job. You could just say, or you might lose your job, but this word emphasizes this other situation. 4 letters.
Just.
Else, yes, or else. Else is often used to emphasize, or otherwise. Otherwise might be just used without or. Otherwise you might lose your job. You must work hard, otherwise you could lose your job. Otherwise you might lose your job. This is else, E-L-S-E. So, can we make any other sentences with else?
I can't see anybody else.
I can't see anybody else here, yes. I'm the only person here, I can't see anybody else. Is it possible to start a sentence with else? I don't think so.
Elsewhere.
Elsewhere, that's another word, isn't it? All one word, elsewhere. Yeah. Okay, next word is beginning with C, business or trade.
Commerce.
Commerce, yes. Commerce.
trade.
Can you make a noun phrase with commerce as the last word. So maybe 2 words, another word, commerce. What adjectives perhaps can go before commerce? Do you want anything else? Yeah. So commerce. Let's try to put a word before commerce. Which words join with commerce?
Slow commerce.
Slow commerce.
Yes.
Poor commerce.
Interesting.
Weak.
Okay.
Good. Good.
Good. Yeah, maybe. It's not making me jump up and down, but okay. Next word begins with G. Deep sadness or sorrow.
Greed.
You didn't say great. How did you spell it?
No, it's not correct. I didn't say
Do you
correct.
repeat?
There is a G word, which means, you know, somebody is maybe very sad for the loss of somebody who died recently, and they are doing this. So there could be a
Grief.
grief is the noun. Yes, grief. Grief.
Grief.
If somebody says, you don't hear it very much these days, but if some people sometimes said, "Good grief," what does that mean?
Not regret. Grief.
How can grief be good? But I don't know. But I've heard the people say this. I think my mother used to say this. Good grief. It's like an exclamation. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Oh wow. Good grief. There are quite a lot of funny ones. That's one I sometimes heard. So, next word begins with P. To take part in an event.
Participate.
Participate, yeah. I can't think of another one. Just participate. What is how many nouns can you make from participate?
Participation.
Yeah, well, that's one. Participant, participation. And maybe a plural noun, participants as well, so good. E, a fish that looks like a snake. We have these called conger in Dover.
Eels.
Eels, yeah. Have you ever caught a conger eel? Let me show you one of these. They go fishing off them. When I was a boy, I saw a man pull one up. They are big. Do you know where they live? They live underwater, and they love a wreck.
Beneath the rocks.
Let me see if I can find one. Geez.
Conger.
Whoops, I haven't spelt it right. Look at this.
Anguille.
Woo! You put your hand in the wreck looking for treasure, and you get a bite from one of those. These are not conger eels, though. These are what?
Conger eels.
But this is not a conger eel, I think. This is a shellfish called what?
Yes, yes. Conger eels.
Oyster.
It's not an oyster, no. An oyster has a round, whiter shell.
Yeah.
This one is a mussel.
Mussel.
Yeah, and this one is a crayfish or lobster. So there's different ones. There's a conger eel. He hides in the hole, and you don't want to start putting your fingers in these holes in the rocks because you could end up losing one. Eel, yeah. He'll have your finger. That's a joke. How do you spell he'll have your finger off? If someone says he'll have your finger off, how do you write that?
Yeah.
I said this. I said he'll have your finger off, but I missed the H. I said he'll have your finger off, like this. Eel. So, but you're lucky that I'm not speaking Scottish. Scotland, the best in the world. I cannot say it. Okay, next question.
Okay.
No, then here we go. My son, 3 letters. My son has grown blank of all his old clothes.
Out.
Grown out of, yeah. What does that mean?
He's big and clothes is small and he doesn't fit. Clothes doesn't fit to him.
They don't fit him anymore, yes.
Yes.
Fit would be transitive, like they don't fit him. Yeah, they don't fit him anymore. He's grown out of them. Good. What other reasons might there be for clothes not being used anymore? Suppose they still fit, but they're no good. Any other
They don't
reason?
like it.
Well, they don't like it, that's one.
They are tight.
They're too tight, yes. Any
Old.
more?
Old clothes. Old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned. Okay, they're in good condition, but they're old-fashioned, but they could also be full of holes and not very good anymore like that. They've been used too much.
Tear.
What word could I use?
Tears.
They're torn. Maybe they're not torn. Maybe they're just a bit old and not in very good condition. They are. Here's a phrasal verb. They are W-U. They are W-U.
Wreck. No.
Not wrecked up, no. They are. These old things are useless. I'm not putting them on. They're completely W-U.
Wear off.
Wrapped on.
Worn out.
Worn out.
Worn out.
Worn out. Okay.
Worn out, yes.
A person can be worn out as well. If you're worn out, then you need a big rest. Which is worse, to be worn out or burnt out?
Burn out, yes.
Which do you think would need the biggest rest? To be worn out? Can't write anywhere now. My mouse has stopped. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't write. So, which is worse, to be worn out or burnt out?
Worn out.
If you go to work and your boss says you look a bit burnt out to me, or you look a bit worn out, which is worse?
Worn up.
Well, burnt out is more serious, because burnt out is something which probably means that you want to retire, give up, maybe. Take a very long rest. But if you're worn out, you just need a good sleep, go to bed early, and you'll be fine the next day.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just feeling a little bit tired, how could you say that?
Tired. Exhausted.
Oh.
Exhausted?
Yeah, exhausted is a quite...
It's a phrasal verb.
With the phrasal verb.
Right, yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened then. Sometimes I have some problems. Hey, that's a good one. Mauro. Mauro, are you there?
Hello.
Hello there.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody from Colombia.
Hi there. I'm just
out.
about coming up to midday in England. What time is it over there in Colombia?
In Colombia, 6:52 a.m.
What are you doing up so early? I thought that in Colombia everybody just laid around until midday. Maybe it's not true.
We say a breakdown is common here in Colombia.
Uh-huh. Can you tell me where you live?
Currently, I'm living in Armenia. like a country in East Europe,
Yes, I know.
Armenia.
I've never been there.
Armenia.
Armenia or Romania?
Armenia,
Armenia. I've never been
like a
there.
country.
Yeah, I've heard of this country. I remember there was one of the world chess champions came from that country, Tigran Petrosyan, when I was a boy.
No, no. I say the name of the city is the same. Okay, the same as the country in Europe.
Ah, you mean you are living in Colombia?
Yeah, the city is named Armenia.
Ah, now I'm with you now. I'm with you now.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you now. So I've never heard of it. So you have a city with the same name as a country.
It's the same name as the country in Europe.
Wow. Well, I know some English towns and cities are found all over the world. For example, Scarborough, Bristol, Dover, lots of our cities are all over the world. Do you have any English town names in Colombia?
No.
No?
No, really.
Maybe you have some
no.
Spanish ones. Do you have any Spanish city names?
Yeah, a lot of Spanish city names.
For example, Madrid. Is there a Madrid there?
Yeah, Madrid, Sevilla, Cartagena, a lot of cities.
Yeah, America is made up of European cities, I think.
Yes.
It's interesting. And what kind of city is Armenia?
We produce coffee here. The best coffee of the world is produced here.
I like to. I'm a tea drinker, but these days I drink coffee in the morning. I like good coffee.
Long or short espresso?
The best coffee of the world.
Well, can you send me lots of coffee cheap? Because when I buy it in England, it's an incredible price. If I buy coffee in Hungary, it's a bit cheaper, but maybe I would like to have a big a whole ton of coffee sent to me, and I'll pay you $1.
And this is a little city and warm. No, I don't know.
And what do people do there? What do people do for work in your city?
Could you repeat that, please?
What do most people do for their work? Are they coffee growers, or do they have other business?
No. I live in the city. The coffee grows at the farms. This is a city currently a normal city, little city in Latin America.
Yes.
I'd like to go to Colombia, but sometimes I'm a little bit worried about going to Colombia because isn't some of Colombia still a bit dangerous for visitors?
Yes, it's dangerous.
It's dangerous, depending on the city do you visit.
So some places are fine.
Oh yeah, my city is fine. No dangerous here.
Have you an airport there?
Excuse me?
Is there an airport?
I don't understand.
So planes to go. Can you go to your city? Is there a city airport, or do you have to travel a long distance?
No, yeah. No. It's can you see in Google Armenia, Quindío, Colombia? Is little city, beautiful city. We have airport. No, normal city. No poor so much. Latin America.
So, most cities nowadays in Colombia are very safe for tourists.
Yeah, I don't understand the word. The tourist side, the tourists are very important.
For us.
Very important for the economy.
Incoming, yeah, economy, incoming from the economy in Colombia.
And so you have quite a lot of tourists, do you? Do you see tourists every day?
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
And where you live, can you see tourists?
Ah, yeah, of course. This is the second region in Colombia,
Region, yeah.
the second city in Colombia after Cartagena in tourist.
Wow. And how far is the sea? Do you have any sea near you?
No far. No far.
Great. Okay. Yeah. It's very interesting. I'm quite interested in South America. I've never been. So we get some weather from South America in England. Because the Gulf Stream, have you heard about the South American Gulf Stream weather coming to Europe?
There is
warm air and water across the Atlantic Ocean from the Gulf of Mexico. Keeps us warm.
Yeah. Latin America don't have stations in the center of the region.
Anyway, you know, sadly, it's midday and I have to go right now. So I can't speak to other new people. Hi there, Clement. Sorry, can't speak to you now because I have to be finishing right now. So next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye then. See you.